Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world number one Scottie Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
How wide is home plate in baseball?
Southern Oak Insurance is proud to continue offering coverage statewide. Financial stability makes Southern Oak Insurance a wise choice for your homeowner's insurance needs. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The home plate in baseball is a generous 17 inches wide, although most major league pitchers would think otherwise.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. The Jacksonville Jaguars have restructured the contracts of offensive lineman Patrick McCary and safety Eric Murray per Spot Track. The move does create $10 million in cap space. The moves, however, still project Jacksonville to be around $6 million over the cap. Teams must be cap compliant by 4 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday when the 2026 league year and free agency officially begin. Right now, 74 degrees at 6 o'clock. Time and 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Get away. Get a good job with more pay and you're okay. Money, it's a gas. Grab that cash with both hands and make a stash. Boy, to party with Patrick McCary tonight, that'd be a whole heck of a lot of fun. Eric Murray as well. League-wide restructured deals and NFL veterans getting paid. Is there anything better on a Friday than getting paid? Think about it. It's great. You know, oftentimes you get paid twice a month. It may roll in on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Thursday. I think there's something special about getting it on a Friday. And that's exactly what these two Jaguars have done. Nice work by James Gladstone, Tony Baselli and company. Of course, Walshy, who's been there forever, does a great job understanding and getting under the salary cap. And we understand it's $301.2 million. Two moves that Jacksonville made today freed up $10,720,000. All right, let's begin with Patrick McCary. They took 9.2 of his salary. They put it into a signing bonus, and they voided 3 years. His cap hit this season will be 7.3. Next year, 18.1, and that's the downside of the voidable years. You know that you still have to spend this money, or you have to pay out this money. There's going to be dead money down the road. And certainly when you look at what the Jaguars had to deal with a year ago, it was more than $84 million in dead money. Right now, they're at $44 million with more to come. But again, less of a salary this year for Macari, and then a big, big bump in 2027. So, I think the first thing you would perhaps think of when you hear about a restructured contract is, he's going to be around for a couple of years. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think today's message absolutely does state that he's not going to be released by the Jaguars this year. Therefore, I'm a little bit surprised by the move, only because, I think right guard right now, if it's not Patrick Macari, it could very easily be Walker Little. It could very easily be Wyatt Milam. And again, I think there's a lot of competition. I know the fan favorite around here is Cooper Hodges. Well, they put him on IR, so he got paid. Will he be back, on the 90-man roster when everything is said and done? I don't know. I don't know how that will work out as well. But I am a little bit surprised. And, I think they feel his best football is ahead of him. If we looked at his total snaps in Baltimore, this is a guy with a tremendous amount of range. Left tackle, left guard, center, right guard, right tackle. The least amount of snaps he had ever played along the offensive line was right guard. Yet that is where he started a year ago. I also think ego comes into play, right? He was your high-priced free agent. Can you fix him? Can you get him ready for year two? Another high-priced free agent absolutely fell apart in Dyami Brown. I thought overall they did a nice job in free agency. We went through it. I gave him a B-, which is a good grade, filling in immediate holes. They take Eric Murray, who is another free agent that they brought in. They take $4.2 million of his 2026 salary, put it into a signing bonus, and add 3 voidable years, so they clear $3.36 million. As we sit here right now, at 6 minutes past 6 o'clock, the Jaguars are just over $6 million. All right, add $49,652 to it. So it's basically, $50,000 or $6,050,000. That's basically where the Jags are, and they're going to make more moves, and they're going to find a way to get underneath the salary cap, certainly Wednesday by 4. Now, the legal tampering period begins Monday, but you got to have your roster set under $301.2 million by Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Sometimes the contract language can be confusing when you look at the money that is spent, the guaranteed salary, the cap number, releasing a guy now, releasing a guy post June 1st, even releasing him now, but designating him post June 1st. Every NFL team's allowed to do that with 2 players. Okay, the money moves and the money changes. When you look at voidable years, okay, really the best way to describe that is basically a fake contract. Okay, it's a lot of people in the league call it dummy years, not voidable years. And what they do here is the end of the deal, you spread out the player's signing bonus. So, let's say you take it for another 3 years in the case of Patrick Macari. Instead of having everything fall underneath the cap number for this year and next year, you could take that signing bonus and spread it over the years that end up being voidable. Now, why do you do this? Well, it allows teams to spread the bonus over 5 years. Okay, that's the maximum. Even if the player is only signed for a couple of years, like what you have here with Patrick Macari. Okay, it reduces the current year's salary cap, but you're going to end up paying it all at the very end of the contract, even if he's no longer on the team. That is where dead money, in fact, does come into play. Void is used when the contract hits a specific void date. It automatically terminates his contract, and typically that happens when the league year does officially begin in March. So, a lot of people look at dead money. It has no effect on you. It has no effect on me. It does have an effect on them. Dead money is used up. It's all gone. Okay? But it still must apply under the salary cap. You got to take your 90-man roster, anyone who's on injured reserve, your 16-player practice squad players, and dead money. And you put all of that in to create, underneath $301.2 million. I know it's really confusing. I might not have done the best job describing it, but it is problematic. But it's used as a tool, and this is why you'll hear often that, time and again, the salary cap isn't really there. There are ways to go through it. And, this on the surface was not a great deal considering the production that you got from Patrick Mekari. But, you compare that to some other deals throughout the NFL. I was reading earlier this morning. Do you realize that Geno Smith, who is released now from the Las Vegas Raiders, they gave up a third-round pick and ended up spending $58.5 million for 15 games. Think about that. 15 games, 3 wins, $58.5 million and a third-round pick. All of that for the services of Geno Smith, which absolutely backfired. Deshaun Watson redid his deal today, freed up $35.7 million. You just go around the league. Everyone is doing it right now, trying to get under the cap. It's a nice policy that helps the team immediately. The problem is down the road, okay? And Trent Baalke left this organization in bad shape. Again, they were well over $80 million in dead money a year ago. Now, the Jags made some big-time decisions, right? This new brass said, see you to Brandon Sheriff, who have, I guess, officially retired, yet they were still responsible for that dead money. And, of course, letting Evan Ingram and Christian Kirk go. Those 3 were over $42 million. This organization comes around. What do? They immediately say goodbye to Gabriel Davis. It cost you $14.6 million. Can you imagine the fact that you are paying Gabriel Davis $14.6 this year to not be anywhere near Duval? If you had back that $14.6, you could redo ETN. If you had back that $14.6, you could redo Devin Lloyd. You can't. And this is part of the reason why. Tyson Campbell, brutal contract. You're reading $19,520,000. So those 2 guys right there alone is basically $35 million that you have to make your decisions around. Bad by the former regime. Every regime leaves, the team in a certain area, with room to grow, or certainly a lot of fat to trim or fat to cut, or whatever you want to go. How about just cut the fat, right? Can we go with that? Sure. Either one of the 3 works with me. Just get them out of here if it's not working. And it wasn't working with those guys. We really should add Darnell Savage Jr. in there as well. It's $6.2 million. That's not cheap. So right there, that's basically $42 million. That's Campbell, Davis, and Savage have basically replaced Ingram, Kirk, and Sheriff as the 3 top guys in consecutive years, all around $42 million just for 3 guys. And you have to do it. And you know what? Jacksonville's going to deal with this next year. Case in point, you look at what's going on right now with Patrick Mekari, and you look at his future contract. Again, I gave you the cap figure for next year, $18,173,000. Okay, I have no idea. Well, it says right here. Actually, I guess I do. It says right here that they'll save $13 million next year. They'll only eat $5.1 million. That actually sounds like a bargain if you consider it that way. But that's a long ways away. Obviously, with this move made, they think that he can come back and win that right guard job. So some movement today made by your Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, we got an awful lot to do on this Friday. Coming up in 5 minutes, Damian Parson. Man, he is outstanding. He's really been one of my go-to guys for well over a decade now, covering the NFL draft. He's with Locked On NFL Draft, also is with Bleacher Report. I just really enjoy his analysis, and most of our conversation coming up is going to be on defensive tackles, all right, because I think that is the biggest position of need. Really want to pick his brain, have him tell us what he saw at the Combine, and better yet, what he saw all season long on Saturday, including his film study, which he's a part of all the time. So that's coming up in just a few. Want to remind you about your eyes and the great folks over at Shmunez Vision. Listen, you, your family, your grandparents, okay, friends, no matter who it is, pass the word, all right? We let too many days go by, weeks go by, where we always put off our eyesight. And frankly, that's disappointing, all right? You may be missing some tremendous things right around you, right in front of you, okay, if your eyesight is not where it should be. You could be a candidate for laser eye surgery. Very affordable, okay, especially if you do have insurance. Here's what you need to do. Make an appointment today at Shmunez Vision. When you go in there, you'll talk to Dr. Neil Shmunez, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, Dr. John Hunt. You're talking about over 37 years worth of experience when it comes to surgery. Love these folks, and you should too. Right out there, Ponte Vedra Beach, and certainly, you know, when it comes to anything that is your eyes for you and your family, that is your one stop. It's got a Shmunez Vision. Do that. You can also go to Instagram, get all the testimonials at Shmunez Vision. All right, coming up, let's get to the NFL draft, and I want to focus this on interior defensive lineman. Maybe I'll bring up the edge a little bit, because that's the other school of thought, right? What if they can't find some DTs? Do they find another edge and maybe move Trayvon Walker inside? It's something that has been discussed quite a bit. Will we see it? Only time will tell. That's next as you join us right here on a Friday night. We call it Into the Night.
From the opening tee shot to the final putt on 18, track your favorite golfers and get live Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates. Teamed up by
Capital Glass and Shower Doors.
Taco Lou.
and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Indoor golf in Ponte Vedra is here. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Play the best courses in the world at Back Nine Golf. Top simulators, analytics to improve your game, or just have a blast with friends or a client. Get this, you can bring your own beverages, including cocktails. Go to back9golf.com, book a tee time today. Membership opportunities, lessons, Back Nine Golf in Ponte Vedra, next to Nice High School. Back Nine Golf, where golf never sleeps.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago. Went smooth as silk, was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Our son Eric's a Division I collegiate baseball pitcher who is having shoulder pain. We took him to Southeast Orthopedic Specialist and are confident that he's now on the road to recovery. This is Beth Anderson, and we love the care Eric receives at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Former Gator Patrick Young pours out orange and blue passion with Hacker on the Gator Bites podcast.
Patrick Young, coming to life.
Tipped off by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Fridays on the video and social channels of 1010XL.
And that concludes the Joe C. Jack of All Trades show. Tune in next week where I'll be installing my own French train.
Joe, wake up, man.
Hey, John, I must have dozed off.
We finished those projects you started.
Whoa, my seamless gutters are actually seamless.
And they're connected into underground PVC drain lines.
And my sprinklers. Wow, look at that coverage.
Next time, just call me first, Joe.
I will, but I ain't singing that song.
Clearwater Irrigation
And drainage too.
Hey Jacksonville, Don here, the big cheese at Taco Lou. Well, everyone knows my wife Debbie is the real cheese at the Lou. We just do what we're told. We aren't a sports bar at all, but we have the best selection of the finest tequilas that Mexico has to offer, and that makes any basketball game more fun to watch. So come into Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach, where we love sports and we love tacos with our tequila. If you're looking for a crew to help with your fiestas at home or work, Taco Lou caters, bringing the tacos to you. Taco Lou in Jax Beach, where tacos and sports go hand in hand.
Meet John and Ben Lupo, first and second generation owners of Jacksonville's Beards Diamonds.
We can do things that these corporate stores cannot do. Make decisions on the spot. Our pricing is better than anybody else's. We do not do commissions.
We really try to keep it a family environment, relaxed. We're not trying to sell you what we want. We're trying to listen to what you want.
In fact, don't be surprised if you end up spending less at Beards than you had budgeted, because they're going to teach you how to buy a diamond like a dealer buys and show you how to buy smart.
If we can save the consumer money, we're all about that. If we can achieve the same look, the same quality, and for them to spend less, that's what Beards is built on.
Why pay more if you don't have to?
Dad always taught me from day one is you got to look at the diamond. You can't just buy off the paperwork. Rather than us just saying, hey, this one's $7,000, the other one's $10,000, we're going to tell the consumer why this one's $7,000 and why this is $3,000 less, but almost looks identical.
Don't overpay at the Wall Street-owned corporate chain. Get the transparency and value you deserve at Beards at St. John's Town Center.
All right, Jacksonville, Florida summer doesn't ease in. It shows up angry. One day you're fine, the next day your AC is fighting for its life. If your unit barely survived last year, don't push your luck. Make the smart move now. Call Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Honest pricing, no surprise markups. With the Beat the Heat early special, you can save $500 off a new AC system. Don't wait till it's 98 degrees and everyone's scrambling. Call for your free in-home estimate today. 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about not looking at the rear-view mirror of unforgiveness. It's so easy to keep looking in the past when someone has hurt or offended us. What we don't realize is that if we keep looking at the rear-view mirror of anger, it will cause us to miss out on the good things that God has in store right in front of us. Friends, looking in the rear-view mirror of the past will never give you peace in the present.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
All right, Damian Parson has done an outstanding job for years covering the NFL Draft. He is with Locked On NFL Draft. You can also catch him on Bleacher Report. And we always do appreciate his information as he joins Rick Ballou on Into the Night. Damian, how you been?
I'm good, Rick. It's been a while, so it's always a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, it's good to talk with you as well. Let's get straight to it. The way I look at it, outside of quarterback, position-wise, I think many, myself included, believe that defensive tackle may be the worst position group in this year's draft.
Yeah, this is a class where I think it depends on the lens you look at it, right? If you're looking for those, 10 sack interior defensive linemen and D tackles, this isn't the class that you're looking for, right? But you're talking about having more nose tackles and teams that, if your defense deploys or runs a too high safety shell, you want to take away the deep ball and the explosive in the passing game. Well, you got to have guys that can stop the run on the interior, keep your linebackers clean, let them flow to the ball, and let them be Pro Bowl caliber players to stop the run. And I think this class of defensive tackles, that's what you have. You're not going to have a ton of pass rush upside, but if you want to stop the run, this is the draft to do that.
Yeah, and that's interesting because the Jaguars, in my opinion, Damian, this is far and away their biggest need, and they need bodies. And on top of that, they were number one last year against the run. So they do a solid job there. It's just about creating pressure. They only had 8 sacks with their interior defensive linemen. And whether it's free agency or the NFL draft, they need to find guys inside that are able to create a push. But you just told us they're going to be hard to find.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be hard to find in this class in terms of just pure pass rush upside for guys. I do have a couple in mind. One of my favorite guys that you can probably get on day 2 Comes out of Oklahoma, Grayson Holton, 6'2", 292. He's more of a 3-tech. Had 5 sacks for Oklahoma's defense this past season in 2024. But you're talking about QB hurries and pressures, 2022 and 2025. And then 2024, he had 24 pressures on the quarterback as well. He can get to the quarterback. Went to Mobile, had outstanding week there. A guy that's really quick hands, quick feet, agile, can hit you with a spin move and different counters when you allow him to go one-on-one. I think that's a guy, if you want to add that pass rush defensive tackle. I think also with the Jaguars, right, if you wanted to go to those nickel sets and things of that nature, if you get another edge rusher, maybe you reduce down Trayvon Walker, let him become your pseudo-interior defensive lineman that gets after the quarterback, and you bring more of a fastball off the edge opposite of Josh Hines Allen. I think that's an option as well if they wanted to do something like that. But definitely I look at Grayson Holton. Caleb Banks, I mean, he's going to go round 1, and I don't believe the Jags have a first-round pick, but that would be a guy right out of Florida, the 6'6", 315, 20 pounds, 320, 330, I'm sorry. Guy that was injured this year for Florida for the most part, but, man, he's athletic, great hands, knows how to fire off the ball with quickness. Got to work on the pad level in the run game, but as a pass rusher, that's where you get the most upside with him. I also think Peter Woods out of Clemson, if he were to fall around 2, would be a good pass rush upside guy because Clemson, for some reason, even though he was like 6'1", 6'2", I think he came in around 320 or 305. I think he played at 305 this season. They played him more zero tech, and that was not the right spot for him. He's not a nose tackle. He's a 3-tech. So there's some guys, and Christian Miller out of Georgia, there's some guys with some upside as pass rushers because of their tools. But probably the guy that's more proven as a pass rusher is Grayson Holton.
Yeah, there you have it. That is Damian Parson joining us from Locked On NFL Draft. Also, Bleacher Report talking about defensive tackles. We're going to revisit what I began the show with, and Damian had the exact same thought with Trayvon Walker moving inside. He actually got 10 snaps inside right next to Josh Hines Allen in the Buffalo game. Also, the season finale against Tennessee, he got some snaps there. Grayson Holton, I'm aware of both him and Lee Hunter out of Texas Tech because my GF went to OU for 2 years, Texas Tech for 2 years, and OU for 2 years. So they're always on come Saturday. Is Holton, is he big enough? He doesn't look like the prototypical interior defensive lineman, around 290 pounds, or is there room for him to add weight?
I think there is room to get him up to 300, maybe 305. You want to be careful, of course. You don't want to lose that quick first step and the athleticism that he does have. I think it's one of those situations where, hey, if you're running the even front, that 4-man defensive line, you want to have that big nose tackle, that big Jordan Davis, the Vince Wilforks of the world. You want that big guy that's going to eat up space, take on 2 blocks, pull that center and that guard on that side of the ball, pull them to his, let that gravity pull them to him, and then give Grayson the one-on-one. I think that's the ideal situation for him. Also, I think you probably later rounds look at an undersized guy, 6'1", 287, to be more of a rotational guy. Zane Durant from Penn State ripped up the combine as a defensive tackle, tested well. He's explosive. He plays with great leverage. Reminds me of a stronger version of Elijah Cansey when he came out of Pitt, who went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Just powerful guy, like I said, plays with natural leverage at 6'1", knows how to get underneath the pads and use that power to walk guys back, but also has quickness to slice into gaps and cross the face of guards and centers and get right into the face of the quarterback. I think, rounds 3 and 4, 3 through 5 for him will be could be a guy that you add to this defense. But I definitely think that, like I said, whether it's Grayson Holton, Zane Durant, or drafting another edge and then having that plan of moving Trayvon Walker down into that 3-tech situation. Right now, Arik Armstead, his contract will be up, I think, after this year going into 2027. Then you have Devon Hamilton. He's entering the final year of his career per over the cap. So I would definitely be looking at defensive tackle on day 2 if I'm the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's bring some young blood in there, some more talent, some youth, because I believe both Armstead and Hamilton are over 30. Let's go ahead and bring some youth into this defensive line room.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see what they'll do because they could recoup $14.4 million if they release Armstead post June 1st designation. I think that's an option. Also, Mason Smith has given them nothing in the first couple of years. So let's dive into this a little bit because I love your way of thinking. James Gladstone learned in Los Angeles. He learned under Les Snead, who made yet another trade this week, giving up a late first-round pick to get a shutdown cornerback. We know what James Gladstone did last year when he moved up to get Travis Hunter. Do you see perhaps him moving up to the latter part of the first round or maybe early in the second round? Is there a defensive end that you believe is worthy of that for Jacksonville so they can do what you have said, that is keep Walker primarily inside and not on the edge?
Yeah, I think a guy that it makes a lot of sense, and I keep saying it anytime I talk about him, he to me is for teams only that are in the realm of contention. Like you are a team that made the playoffs, you have a playoff roster. This is the guy you want to get is Akeem Mesidor out of Miami, mainly because of the age. He'll be 25, I believe, next month or either this month or next month. 6'3", with 269 to 270. I think he dropped weight to come into the combine. Even though he didn't test, I think he dropped some weight down. Coming off a season of 13 sacks, 4 QB hits, 50 pressures and hurries. And he learned from one of the best ever, Jason Taylor, who's a Hall of Fame edge rusher over in Miami. Him and Ruben Bain were teammates. And he showcased the versatility of playing both left end, right end. They put him inside it, kind of that 4-eye, and run twists and stunts and just use him in creative ways. But I think his hands are so good. He understands how to get around and get across offensive tackles. So having a guy like that can walk on third downs, those nickel fronts, on those nickel downs, on those third downs, and then you push Trayvon Walker to that 3 tech, let him go one-on-one with his strength, his speed, his power, his length, and having a guy like Akeem Mesidor, if he's falling to the back end of round 1, I would definitely consider moving up for him because I think he's a ready-made pass rusher, and I'm trying to get somebody that also has playoff pedigree. Yes, it's in college football, but he was a big part of why that defense, when we go back to 2024 when Cam Ward was there, they were one of the worst units in the ACC, maybe in the country in Power 4 football. They absolutely turned it around. Akeem Mesidor and Ruben Bain were a big part of that. When you got guys that can collapse the pocket and really make quarterbacks uncomfortable, it allowed your secondary to play aggressive to create turnovers. I think Akeem Mesidor is one of the few true pure edge rushers in this class that will be available probably late that you would move up for.
Wow. Makes a lot of sense. Hey, let's wrap it up with one more player out of Auburn, a guy that can really go inside, outside. The weight would say outside at 276. But Keldrick Falk, where do you have him going?
Man, I think Keldrick would probably be – I think he's a late first guy. And if I'm drafting Keldrick because, I think he played around 285, then he dropped down some weight to test in the combine. If I'm drafting him, I want him at 6'5", 6'6". I want him at 285, 290. He's a power player. He's really good against the run. And I think he's probably better suited. He could play that, that strong side defensive end or just defensive end role. But I think as a pass rusher, you want him on the interior to get after the quarterback because he doesn't have the best bend or athleticism around the edge. He's more power. So I want a guy that can just power and use him on the interior. And that's a situation where, hey, you know what? Maybe we don't have to push Trayvon Walker down. If you draft a Keldrick Falk, you can let him play that 3 tech on those passing downs. Let Trayvon, or heck, you try to channel your championship New York Giants and go to a NASCAR situation where you put both of Keldrick Falk and Trayvon Walker at the defensive tackle spot, and you bring another explosive edge rusher off the bench. It's like that DPR, which is a couple guys probably later on in this draft that you can add. Yes, I think that would be an outstanding 4-man front because at the end of the day, we're seeing it back-to-back Super Bowls, Rick, with the Eagles and then this year with the Seahawks. If you can get to the quarterback with 4, it changes everything. If you don't have to blitz, It allows your defense to play their best ball. And I think every team, every franchise should be trying to find a legitimate four-man pass rush right now.
Man, it changes everything. He's still here in town, Tom Coughlin, but when he won those 2 Super Bowls over New England, that's exactly what he did. He rushed 4, he dropped 7, and you're right, the last 2 years, Seattle was a beast on that defensive line this past year. He is Damian Parson. You can follow him on Twitter. Go to DP_NFL, host of Locked On NFL Draft as well, NFL Draft and college football at Bleacher Report. Damian, I know we'll do it again a few times before the draft.
Yes,
always a pleasure.
Always, Rick. Thank you.
All right, have an outstanding weekend. There he goes, Damian Parson. And, you know, that whole way of looking at it, restructuring this deal today of Patrick Mekari, there's a little bit of, for me, where they're trying to win this year. They'll worry about that $18 million cap figure next season. Again, the dead money's not going to be as bad as I thought it would be initially. This contract actually could end up being okay in a year. They should be trying to win it this year. Look at what they did a year ago. But are you going to give up another future first-round draft pick? If you're the Jacksonville Jaguars, okay, isn't your thinking that you're going to be a playoff team? So I think when I say first-round draft pick, you're conditioned to think a top pick, a top 5 pick, okay, an early pick. Well, if they're going into the playoffs and if they can win a playoff game or two, every single time you advance, you obviously fall later into the first round. So I'm looking at Jacksonville, you know, when it comes to moving a first-round pick, that it's mid-20s at a minimum, with maybe an opportunity, you know, for it to get even deeper. Just something to consider. And again, I'm sure Cleveland thought that they were going to get a first-round top pick the way that the Jags had selected the years prior to that. All right, I enjoyed it. Let's grab your reaction. What do you think about just moving up for an edge, moving Trayvon Walker inside? I know there's a lot of Actually, there's not a lot of moving pieces. You're drafting an edge. You're just taking Walker and moving him inside. He played inside at Georgia. He played inside on a very limited basis late this year. It's something he's done. All right, give us your thoughts there. 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Tonight's show also brought to you by the Alexander Law Practice. I'll tell you about them on the other side.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
At Hollis Pools, building a pool is personal. We sit down with you, listen to your vision, and bring your backyard dreams to life right here in Northeast Florida. Working with us doesn't feel like working with a contractor. It feels like working with family. Every Hollis Pools project supports Project Savior Outdoors, helping bring hope to our veterans. Visit HollisPools.com. Hollis Pools, your vision, your pool, your escape. License number CPC 1461233.
Looking for golf that doesn't feel like golf? Welcome to Pine Royale, Callahan's new golf entertainment destination. Play a 9-hole par 3 course, compete in Trackman-powered driving bays, and get ready for all-new 18-hole mini golf coming soon. As the sun goes down, the course lights up. Add in great food, a full bar, and space to hang with the whole crew, and suddenly golf feels a whole lot more social. Search Pine Royale Callahan and come play today.
Your AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
This is the home of the Florida Gators. Get your Gators hoops on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
If your lawn took a beating this winter, listen up. Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. They've just started the first of 3 rounds of premium granular fertilizer. No cheap liquid fertilizer here. Custom blended for Northeast Florida lawns. Their certified technicians apply slow-release nutrients. Rebuild your lawn thick, strong, and green over time. Plus, they protect your home from pests and termites. Call Julington Creek Pest Control today. Our family serving yours since 1984.
Ace Carline here for Atlantic Infinity, and yes, I'm still loving my new QX60. Right now, you can lease one or lock in just 1.9% financing for 60 months, and every new Infinity comes with the Atlantic Infinity Promise. That's over $7,000 in added value. That's one of many reasons why I bought mine there. No pressure, no games, just a great experience. Make your next ride an Infinity from Atlantic Infinity. Visit AtlanticInfinity.com or the showroom near Atlantic and St. John's Bluff.
Spring is almost here. Is your yard ready? Lucas Tree Service, a family-owned business with over 45 years of experience, is your local certified arborist for tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for residential or commercial properties. Protect your home, boost your curb appeal, and get top-notch service from a Jacksonville company. Make sure your trees are healthy and safe before summer hits. Schedule your tree inspection today at lucastreeservice.com.
Jacksonville, you voted, and Baker Glass came out on top. The Bold City Best Awards are all about locals choosing their favorites, and you picked them for Best Auto Glass and Best Glass and Mirror Service.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Really interesting situation involved with the entire defensive line coming out in 48 days, right? 7 weeks from last night. It's going to be here before you know it. I mean, next week's going to be just an absolute mirage. If you consider legal tampering on Monday, the NFL clock begins on Wednesday, and the league year officially starts. And then you have practice rounds at the Players' Championship, first round on Thursday. I mean, next week's going to fly by. It's going to be one of the great weeks here that we do get in Jacksonville, non-football related. And then when you get back from that, man, you're going to be under 40 days until the NFL draft. But to me, this makes a lot of sense. Now, this is where you really have to lean on your scouting. You really have to trust the homework that you have done. Can you find an edge? Can you move Trayvon Walker inside? Or do you find an edge? Do you find a veteran edge? And they tried that twice last year, and it didn't work with Emmanuel Ogbah and Dwan Smoot. I'll give them credit. They tried to do something. I don't know what they're going to do this year. Okay, there's a lot of big names available, older players who have been around for quite some time. But that's going to be very interesting as far as I am concerned. There just appears to be many more edge players. I mean, there's some mock drafts, and if you go to them, you'll see 8 edge players in the first round, and you'll see 2 defensive tackles in the first round. So to me, this is going to be very interesting. I mean, and I don't know if Jacksonville's got, there's part of me that believes Gladstone moves. Gladstone's like, I'm itchy. And there's a guy that we love, and there's a guy that we want to give up picks to get. They got 11 picks. All right. What's it going to cost to move up? Well, it depends on what the asking price is. Obviously, your first-round draft pick next year, it's going to cost at least one of your third-round picks this year. But I don't know what the overall price is going to end up being. But I think there's a real good opportunity here that Jacksonville, if the guy that they really covet, if there's a guy that they just feel they can't go without, perhaps a deal will happen. All right, the Alexander Law Practice. Man, they've put in some great work. They really have. Rick Alexander's done this for, his entire adult life, more than 30 years. And that's really saying something because he formed Alexander Law Practice, and he did it here in Duval for several reasons. Number one, this is a local business, okay? Not to say that there's anything wrong with the national businesses or the statewide law firms, okay? But what is different here locally is the personal touch that you're going to get. For starters, you place a phone call at 400-6600, or you go online at Alexander Law Practice. There's no consultation fee. You're never going to come out of pocket. No retainer fee, nothing, okay? You're not paying for anything. And you get to explain what's going on, all right? You were hit, your car's totaled, you yourself physically, you're beaten up, you need to see a doctor. I mean, I have no idea. Everyone's story is different, but you explain this to Rick Alexander, and they will put together for you a personal package that is going to end up being very rewarding. Hey, none of us want to be injured, right? And money is always nice. There's no question about it. One thing that's better than money is your health, okay? And that's going to be important as well. That'll be a big part of the conversation about getting back to 100% physically and mentally. But again, at the end, this should be very prosperous for you. And frankly, it's something that you have earned. So 2 ways to reach him. Free call, 400-6600. Or as well, you can check him out online. And that's what I recommend. Go to Alexander Law Practice. Again, no consultation fee, no retainer fee. It's as simple as that. All right, we got much more to do with you tonight until 8 on Into the Night.
Share your life with 1010XL. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Oh, wait. I'm going to take a picture and post it on Facebook. What? Hashtag
1010XL.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. If you have a school, team, or group that would benefit from a team store, you're in luck because we now offer team stores. Check us out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
There's no doubt that we were in good hands when our son's shoulder and hip issues were diagnosed quickly by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. No matter what your orthopedic issue is, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take a look. You'll be glad you did.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Southwest Greens is the OG of artificial turf in North Florida. Stop mowing and start chipping or putting or just relaxing with a beautiful backyard, maintenance free. Log on to southwestgreensofjacksonville.com to see what they can do to your backyard.
All right, Jacksonville, let's talk about it. Spring cleaning feels great until your drains remind you what they've been holding on to all winter. If your sink's burping, your shower's backing up, or your toilet's hesitating like it's reading a blitz, it's time to call in the pros. Call Duck Duck Rooter. During their spring drain cleaning promotion, get your drains cleaned plus a free camera inspection for just $129. Must have outside clean out, honest pricing, proven experience, no fourth quarter surprises. When you're stuck, call the Duck. That's 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
The Florida Forum welcomes world-renowned chef and humanitarian Jose Andres at the Center for Performing Arts March 31st. His impact spans the globe as founder of World Central Kitchen, Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient, and global leader using food as a force for change. All proceeds for the Florida Forum benefit the Women's Board of Wilson Children's Hospital, supporting a new outdoor play area for behavioral health services. Get your tickets now at thefloridaforum.com.
Like many football fans in Jacksonville, I love defense. I am attorney Lee Lockett, and I'm here to tell you that defense in the courtroom is important as well. That's because penalties for DUI are much more serious than penalties on the gridiron. If you or someone you know is facing a DUI, call us for a free case analysis now. Know before you blow 858-9818. Put my more than 20 years of experience to work for you. Office is Jacksonville, serving all surrounding counties. Call 858-9818 or go to knowbeforeyoublow.com.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and you've got some really cool events coming up in your showroom on Atlantic near Regency.
We've got some exciting things. All new Euro motorcycle, fresh out of the box. I've never seen it. Some demo days. We got Sully here to give us the detail.
Yes, so March 12th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. we have a Euro demo day. Come out, test ride, and see if this is your next bike you're going to get.
Very exciting stuff. All new Euro. You're going to want to see this. Everybody loves sidecars.
Want more details? Check out Cycles of Jacksonville on Facebook and their Instagram page.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
3823 says it's a great week here in Jacksonville if you like unbearable traffic. Obviously, drunk people and pretentious Yankees. I'm the worst Yankee of them all. I'm a damn Yankee because I elected to stay. You as well. You're from Connecticut. Aaron Williams. We were supposed to come and leave, not stay. But that's what you did from Connecticut. That's what I did from Boston. I was here a lot earlier than you. I arrived in the latter part of the 80s.
Yeah, no, I only lived there my first 3-4 years of life, and then my father, originally from Daytona Beach, Florida, was in the military. Got out of the military because my mom said if you go back overseas, this is over. So he got out and married her.
Ah, okay.
And then a year
you're
later,
basically from here.
Basically, yeah. I'm a Floridian.
Yeah,
I'm a Floridian.
I
But
waited 18 years.
Yeah.
It was rare to leave Boston and go to Florida State. That's not rare now.
No.
I mean, just like in recruiting, college football recruiting. I mean, basically, you kept people in state, and unless you were like a Notre Dame or a Penn State, you could go places, come here, come into Texas, come into California, get guys, and then, we started to see, I remember when Florida State would begin to really recruit nationally, and they'd get some guys out of Texas and get some guys out of Louisiana and Georgia and California. And now it's like, you got to be kidding me. It really has very little to do with the fact as to where you were born, where you played high school football. You get the right offer in college, you're going to leave.
Oh, yeah. No, it's not like it was. I mean, it's all about the money now, baby. It's all about the money. Who can throw you the most bucks?
Daniel Berger today is 68, so he is 13 under. As we head towards the weekend at Bay Hill. Okay, you look at this leaderboard, it is impressive. Akshay Bhatia with a 66 today. He's 8 under, so he's 5 strokes off the lead. Sahith Theegala with a 7 under today, a 67. Actually, a 5 under today, 67. He is at 7 under. Now calling Jacksonville home, Ludwig Oberg at -7. Colin Morikawa at -7. Ricky Fowler at -6. Wow. Very impressive. Last year's winner, Russell Henley, is actually tied for 7th right now at -5. I was following around, the best that I could with Scotty Scheffler today. He ended up shooting a 71. So he's up against it. No one's going to feel bad for Scotty Scheffler. I mean, he's won 20 PGA Tour events. He won at Arnold's Invitational in 2022 and 2024, but he posted a 71 today. So he's only 3 under par, tied for 15th place. They did top 50 plus ties, and if you were within 10 strokes of the leader. So it looks like they have 48, 49, because it ties there, 48, 49, 50, 51. Looks like they have 52 golfers who will be around to receive a paycheck this week. Shane Lowry, my goodness, after his disaster on the back nine last Sunday, shoots 74 yesterday, a +2. We talked about it, 73 today. He did not make the cut. How about Justin Thomas? First time he's played since the Ryder Cup. Okay, so he hasn't played since the early fall. 79 today, 79 yesterday. 14 over par for Justin Thomas going home. Some big names are going home. Justin Rose is going home. Keegan Bradley is going home. Patrick Cantlay is going home. Sam Burns is going home. Jason Day is going home. Sanjay M is going home. Ben Griffin is going home. J.J. Spawn. A lot of you may think Warren Spawn. I think Spawn Ranch. I kind of want to visit it. Yeah, I do. I just want to see it. I know it's touristy now, but I want to see where Manson and the family once hung. Let's see, Joel Damon was cut as well. So there you go. I mean, next week this time is going to be absolutely nuts. First round coverage of the Players' Championship. All you can hope for is nice weather, right? And yeah, you're going to get the traffic, and there's no avoiding it. You're going to get the traffic. If your first time rolling in, and you want to see a tee time that begins at 11 o'clock, leave at 7:30, and you should be there on time. And I'm not even exaggerating to you. And if it does rain, man, the parking lots get muddy and muddy. We'll see. I don't ever know what to expect. It's a phenomenal tournament, and it's a great time. And obviously, we're going to keep you updated on everything that does take place on this next week. All right, let's check YouTube. You can join us 1010XL into the night. We'll answer some questions coming up there momentarily. Also on our text line, 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. The ideas out there has been discussed. Let's talk about this in our second hour and a bunch of other things, including the AFC South. Did you hear about ESPN? They made some predictions on the top 3 Jags. I think you're going to be very surprised about it. Dan Graziano had it a little bit earlier. I was really blown away by it. It's different from just about everything that I've seen. If you don't know what I'm talking about, good. We'll begin with that in less than 5 minutes.
Sports for 1,000.
The only sports radio station in Jacksonville worth listening to.
Who is 1010XL?
We have a winner.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Dr. George Bari, your local orthopedic surgeon. In the wintertime here in Jacksonville, it does get pretty cold, and sometimes you wake up with aches and pains in your shoulders and knees. Don't forget to stretch and stay mobilized so these joints don't stiffen up. And if that doesn't work, you can see us at Bari Orthopedics, where we can give you the treatment that you need.
Be sure and check out the expertise from Dr. George Bari and the entire staff at BariOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI Orthopedics.com.
Playoffs are here, and smart upgrades happen in the offseason. Your pool should be no different. If your pool is outdated, worn down, or just doesn't match your backyard, now is the time to upgrade. Purple Heart Pools specializes in pool renovations. Now is the best time, so you're ready when the heat hits. Veteran owned and built on integrity, communication, and precision, Purple Heart Pools delivers remodels executed with discipline and attention to detail. Upgrade now, enjoy all summer. Purple Heart Pools.
Every day is game day on Jaguars Today. Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony break it down from every angle. Roster moves, matchups, league trends, and the pulse of Duval. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
Instant Keys is turning 25. A quarter century of saving the day when your keys mysteriously vanish.
Seriously, it was just in my pocket.
Or when that remote fob decides to quit working.
The dealership is such a hassle.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, house keys, transponders, re-keys, and even high-tech smart locks. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For honest, professional locksmith service, use Instant Keys.
the flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Jacksonville, it's official. Men's professional soccer is back with the USL Championship. Your Sporting Jacks Pro Soccer Club kicks off its historic first men's season on March 7th, bringing fast, physical, world-class soccer back to the First Coast. This is more than a new pro sports team. It's world-class soccer played on a national and international stage. Be there from the very beginning. Season tickets with seats starting at just $10 per match. On sale now at sportingjacks.com. Sporting Jacks. Pro soccer, pro Jacks.
Baloo here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow. Mirrors cut exactly to your style. Fogged or broken glass replaced. Decorative tabletops. Windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval!
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
You can take me to paradise.
Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
So underrated. The late Christine McVie. I actually think she's got a better voice than Stevie Nicks. I do. She doesn't have the flair. She's not flamboyant the way that Stevie still is. But they're on tonight, Tusk. They'll begin in 1 hour at the Florida Theater. I got the GF picking me up at 7:55. I'm thinking I could be there. Well, from the old studio on Hogan, I could be there by about 8:07. I've never made a run for it, and it's not a marathon. It's a flat sprint. If there's any coppers out there, it's the beginning of the month, right? You don't have to hit your quota. That's at the end of the month. Let me be.
Yeah, right. They'll be sitting out there waiting for you.
Well, the ticket will go to her. It won't go to who knows? I'll pay it anyway.
How far is it from here?
I don't know. I've never made the route here. I'm trying to figure out what's best. Do I get back on 95? Do I just bus right to Phillips and slide on over? Maybe they're going to tell me to get down to Emerson. Maybe they're going to tell me to go backdoor through Emerson. We'll see. But I'm really looking forward to the show. I just love Fleetwood Mac, and one of my all-time favorite bands. And then Sunday, try to get a hold of the guitar player. Again, we had cocktail. Remember I had him on last year? We had Major Cocktails. And I somehow lost his number because I wanted to get him on to promote it. But that's going to be Sunday night at the Florida Theater. So I'm going to be out there the next 2 out of 3 nights. And what a phenomenal place to see a concert. at the Florida Theater.
Just FYI, the Google Maps is saying just hit 95, 12 minutes.
All right.
Just hit 95.
7:55, 8:05. That's still 8:07. We got to park. That's a problem. Would it be rude if I told her to park and I just ran in and started watching the show? Would that be rude?
A little bit.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
And then I get a text from my daughter who's listening she's listening to the Allman Brothers right now on the porch in Tallahassee. And I've talked to her many times over the years about Derek Trucks. She's met Derek Trucks, who's not an original member, obviously. But she sends me a text, and this is what she says. Why am I now just figuring out that the Allman Brothers are from Jacksonville? Just put them on because that's the kind of vibe I have for today, and I found that out. Bad parenting by me would be the first thing that I would go to, but I also have to be crystal clear here. I think she falls into the same category that a lot of you outstanding listeners fall into, all right? It's never what I say. It's always what you hear. I know I have told her about Leonard Skinner and the Allman Brothers and others here from the Deep South. 0832. Would you say we are in a 2 to 4 year window right now with the Jaguars? I would say right now they're a better team than they were a year ago. And I'm saying that based on what I think they are going to do. Free agency, draft, solidifying this roster. I happen to think an awful lot about where this franchise is headed. And the salary cap has been created for what? Why did it come into existence? And I know some of you may say, so it's not like Major League Baseball where you can have the Yankees and the Dodgers and the Angels. And hey, the Red Sox used to do it. Then they gave away Mookie Betts for a bag of balls. I mean, that was the day that the Boston Red Sox, my city of Boston, became a third world city by literally just giving away a five-tool future Hall of Famer in Mookie Betts. So they want it to be like baseball. But the salary cap is there because you're not supposed to be too good for a long period of time. You're not supposed to be really bad for a long period of time. Patriots blew that up. Steelers have had a tremendous amount of success, even though they can't win playoff games. We do know that Mike Tomlin, who's no longer there, never had a losing season. Seattle put together some really good years. I think as long as you have a franchise quarterback, and again, some would question that. Look at your last 2 Super Bowl winners. I mentioned this last night. A lot of people believe that Hurts is not a franchise quarterback in Philadelphia. I still think he's not. I mean, why are they down on this guy? He won a Super Bowl for him. Oh, no, he didn't, Baloo. Barkley won the Super Bowl. Brown won the Super Bowl. It was that offensive line that won the Super Bowl. It was that outstanding defense. Okay. And then Sam Darnold this past year. So I guess it feels a little bit less certain that you need a franchise quarterback in order to win a Super Bowl. I still would rather have one than not. And I think this organization finally got that out of Trevor late in the year. And that's only going to get better. Okay, so 2 to 4 year window, man, I can't even begin to think what it will be like 3 to 4 years from now. 2 years, absolutely, they are within this window. And that includes this season. But to think 4 years, I mean, it's pretty scary. How many guys right now on this roster can you see being here in 4 years? And again, where Jacksonville is now headed, and it's been such a long time, and frankly, it's been really poor throughout the 31 years of this franchise's history. When you talk about re-signing your drafted players, okay? All of a sudden, that's up. And Trent Baalke deserves some credit for this. He does. But look at ETN and look at Lloyd. They're going to be moving on, in my opinion. Okay? And sure, they'd love to re-sign him, but they can't afford to do it. That's what happens to great franchises. And, we keep on having these conversations. I don't think a show goes by where I don't mention Walker and I don't mention Parker Washington and Anton Harrison and Brenton Strange and Antonio Johnson and players like that. And then it's followed up by, can you afford to re-sign all those players? It's a testament of how good things are if you struggle to re-sign your own players. Dan Graziano, a little bit earlier today at ESPN. You ready for this? I was getting my walk-in today, and I was kind of reading the phone as well. I think I was walking a little bit slow. I noticed that when mothers started barreling past me in baby carriages. I was like, boy, you got to pick it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You're not really doing anything if you're just reading your phone on the sidewalk. You know what we got going? I need to get a hold of the homeowners mafia inside of Bartram Springs.
Uh-oh.
Well, you got these kids now riding these bikes, motorbikes. They're going a good 20, 25 miles an hour. I almost had Rick Alexander on speed dial because I almost backed into one the other day.
You have no idea. Like,
okay. Now they're tearing up our lawn. They're tearing up lawns.
Oh.
Okay. They're tearing up lawns. So I've contacted Ray Donovan. I've contacted Brothers Rolandelli. I've placed a call to Sal on the Mayport dock. We're going to get down to the bottom of this. Okay? Mothers, fathers, it's up to you. Tell your punk-ass kid to get off my freaking lawn, okay? And everyone else's lawn. You got to be kidding me. I mean, the school is right down the street. You can walk to school. No, mama, daddy. They're probably divorced, just like everyone else, right? Got to keep the kids happy. Let's give them a motorbike. I see kids on these motorbikes. They weigh like 40 pounds. And they're going 25 miles an hour, scaring the living snot out of old ladies, digging up lawns. So I stay out of everything. I've never had a conversation from one member of our homeowners association mafia, but I'm going to perhaps be present for the next one. Let's see here. Rick, actually, hold that thought because I mentioned Dan Graziano. All right, his 3 predictions at ESPN for the Jaguars. He has Devin Lloyd re-signing in Duval. Have you seen that anywhere else?
No. So I think Hacker had one guy that said that he had someone. I forgot the name of him.
Has anyone here at our radio station predicted that he will return to this football team?
No, everybody says he's gone.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Dan Graziano, let's give him credit. Different. Number 2. Are you ready for this one? Grab the steering wheel with both hands. Travis Etienne to the Tennessee Titans. Hate it. Absolutely hate it. There's nothing kind about that. You know what that's like? That's like the ex-wife leaving you and moving on to a man who is way better looking and makes way more money than you do. That's what losing Travis Etienne to Tennessee is going to be like, if Dan Graziano is correct.
Are you saying Tennessee looks way better than us and has way more money than us?
No, but it feels that way. That's why I gave the ex-wife analogy, right? I mean, any ex-wife's going to tell you that. Ex-wives aren't going to roll up and say, oh, my God, man, my new husband's awful. He's ugly as sin. We live paycheck to paycheck. No, they're going to embellish. And to me, that would feel that way with Etienne. Buster Brown, who for me is primary far and away the number one free agent they have to bring back. They can't afford Lloyd. They can't afford Etienne. They can afford Buster Brown. He's got Buster going to the Eagles. So there you go. Devin Lloyd re-upping here. Haven't seen that anywhere. Etienne to Tennessee, which just hurts. It does. And Buster off to Philadelphia. A lot of people think that Jaguars Eagles game is going to be played in London this year. So no announcement, but a lot of people are projecting that that game will happen and it'll be a divisional game as well. I don't know. We'll see. And that'll be announced, I would imagine, in April. I'm trying to think. The NFL draft is in 48 days. We know the opponents, but typically the scheduled release as far as the dates, I want to say is right after the draft in May. May be wrong. All right. We'll get to your texts here on the other side. Getting a lot of really good ones that are rolling in here on just a ton of different subjects. I know I've thrown a lot out there for you to choose from tonight, but it appears that you and everyone out there has the answers, which is always good. We'll get into them on the other side.
It's the First Coast's biggest event of the year.
The Players' Championship.
Track your favorite golfers and get live Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates. Teed up by G&H Tire Service, Michelob Ultra, and Sawgrass Asset Management on 1010XL.
If you never saw Zeppelin live, now you can know what it's like. And if you did, relive the magic of Led Zeppelin live. Get the Let Out is back at Florida Theater March 8th. Get the Let Out. Find out what it felt like to see Zeppelin live. Get tickets now at floridatheater.com.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world number one Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Strong in the classroom, gifted on the field.
1010XL and Southeast Orthopedic Specialists celebrate scholar athletes. Wednesday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Activated by
The Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. If you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space and just haven't pulled the trigger, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures right now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business. Spring will be here before we know it. So give them a call today and upgrade that area that needs it the most. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
Royal Pest Services, a local company you can trust. Royal Pest is a certified installer of tap insulation, which stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Reduce that electric bill by adding pest protection. It's that easy. Online at royalpestservices.com.
Hey there, ET here with 1010XL. And here's a little how to be cool secret. No need to wait for an anniversary or a birthday. I just simply dial up Kuhn Flowers and send someone something special for absolutely no reason. It's really fun, and I can do it online at kuhnflowers.com.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mokama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect Pilsners and Lagers, matching memories and some Mokama magic is what it's all about. Mokama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mokama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
Jacksonville, Lacey here from Foursquare. It's game time. The TPC is taking over the town and we're bringing the heat. Closest to the Pin Simulator battles, drink specials, huge screens, great food, and a full bar. Hosting clients or entertaining your team, let Foursquare handle your TPC party. Private bays, full service catering, and then straight into March Madness. We'll have bracket contests, buzzer beaters, cold beer, and the ultimate watch party vibe. San Marco or Gate Parkway, Foursquare is your headquarters. Visit foursquaregolf.com today.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Been a lot of activity inside the AFC South. Last night, $40 million, a one-year extension to Danielle Hunter, who had 12 sacks this year. Don't say it, Ballou. Don't say it. All right. I won't bring up the fourth quarter in Houston, but he's now signed through 2027. They also released Joe Mixon. No surprise there. He had been injured. David Montgomery, of course, they made a big trade for earlier in the week. Robert Lamison says there will be a baseball floor in 2027. I tend to agree with you, but at what cost? Are we going to have a lockout in 2026? Are they going to lock out late in the year? Is the beginning of the 2027 season not going to start as expected? It looks really bad if you consider what's going on with the league and if you consider what's going on with the Major League Baseball union. I hope they solve it. I am really excited about Major League Baseball this year. Jags Faithful says, where is I lost? I'm getting so many in, I can't even find it now. It was about ETN. And all right, here we go. If ETN betrays us and goes to the rival, and then he gives me an SMH, right, which I believe is shaking my head. You can't look at it that way, okay? He's not looking at it that way. His agent is not looking at it this way. What his agent is saying to him is Jacksonville had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to redo a deal with you, and they elected not to. If Tennessee is paying you the most amount of money, go there. And again, we don't know what is most important to Travis Etienne. Every free agent has different priorities, right? I don't know anything about his personal life. I don't. I don't know if he's married. I don't know if he has children. I don't know, okay? For him, it may simply be, where am I getting paid the most money? He may be a quality of life guy. He said that during his outgoing presser. He spent his entire life in the South. Now, Nashville's in the South, but I'll tell you something, brother. The 8 years that I was a Saigon reporter, the coldest game I ever did was not in Buffalo. It wasn't in Foxborough. It wasn't in Green Bay. It wasn't in Denver. It was in Nashville. It gets brutally cold there. Maybe it comes down to an opportunity to get a ring. I would think that is not the case in Nashville. So it's different for everyone. But no doubt about it, that is going to be his thinking here through his agent, and it just comes down to what he wants to do most.
Let's say ATN's gone. Do the Jaguars take a look at Joe Mixon?
Yeah,
assuming that he can play.
Yeah, I think there's veteran running backs that absolutely they could take a look at. I happen to be one of those guys who believes that you can find a running back and that you can find a running back in the draft. I mean, Rashard White was with Liam Cohen a year ago in Tampa. That makes sense. I really kind of laughed at the Kenneth Walker to Jacksonville situation because I think he's going to basically command around the same amount of money as ETN. And again, I'm one of those guys that believes that he played the best game of his career in the Super Bowl, and he's going to get paid for it. But it was the most carries he had all year. He did not have 20 carries all year in a game until the Super Bowl, and they won it. So you're bringing in a guy who just won a Super Bowl and you gave him a ton of money? Man, I don't know.
There's a reason why.
I don't know.
Why Seattle didn't
I mean,
Gotta
I
keep
know they did that with Malik Jackson. Where I'm trying to remember if Julius Thomas was that after a Super Bowl. I'll have to look back on that. But they have two young backs they like. We'll see. 46-44. Rick, I got rear-ended 3 years ago. I got a nice settlement in therapy. Still have lingering neck pain. Weird, huh? I've had so many personal stories about seemingly coming across issues with the neck. But to use this text to keep telling you to tell your listeners that after calling 911 to call Alexander Law Practice next, because you can leave the doctor's office feeling fine. The next thing you know, you are feeling bad. Fasten your seatbelts. I agree with you there. 46-44. Well, that's why I recommend them. And again, I always say it. I hope no one out there has to call them. I don't want to see anyone get injured. But it happens, man. It happens all the time. 50-22. Ricky B. I want to let you know that the first official event at the Players Week is tomorrow. The military veterans job fair. It'll be held from 10 to 2 in the Patriots Outpost tent, which is near the T-Box at 16. Anyone who has ever had a veteran in their family is welcome. This is absolutely free. Be happy to talk about it if you like more detail. Well, sadly, I've only got about 20 minutes left, 30 minutes left in the show, but I think we're getting out that info right now. Love the military. Come from a military family. Granddad, cousins, my dad, Army, Navy, Marines. I guess the only thing outside of the Air Force has been represented. All right, someone asked me about the White House college sports meeting. I don't have time to get into that right now. Okay. Perhaps next week. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to. 0041 says, Baloo, it happened with me. My 21-year-old daughter with a PhD. And he goes on to say, in astrophysics, heard Wham! Wake Me Up Before You Go on the radio. And said, Dad, and I quote, is that Fleetwood Mac? Said he almost drove off the bridge. Yeah, how do you get Wham! And Fleetwood Mac? Now, that's not Boy George. That's George Michael, Wham, right? Wham was George Michael. Culture Club was Boy George. I think he's still around, Boy George. But sadly, man, I mean, George Michael was a monster when I was in college, high school and college. I think he left us years ago. Man, his hair was outstanding. His hair bounced and behaved. I mean, you could bring a tornado, a blizzard, a tsunami, tidal wave. Nothing could affect the hair of George Michael. That's how I'll remember him. 74-30. When it comes down to Travis Etienne, they can have him. Etienne's going to get beat a bunch. Well, I would tend to agree with that, especially with all the rumors that involve him in Kansas City. I mean, again, what is most important for Travis Etienne? Realistically, even if he gets a 3-year deal, a 4-year deal, how long is he going to be in Kansas City? Most 3-year contracts end in 2. So he spends a couple of years, and he could flourish there. He could be outstanding. He could be there for another 6, 7, 8 years, although that doesn't really work with running backs unless you are the exception to the rule. I mean, how many backs right now in the league are north of 30? Outside of Derrick Henry, who do you have? And Etienne's 27. So he's got some good years ahead of him. But you go to Kansas City, you got a chance to be a perennial playoff team. You go to Tennessee, you're banking on a second-year quarterback. And once again, coaching changes, offensive, defensive coordinator changes, all sorts of stuff. I just don't know how important winning is to Travis Etienne. I mean, and that's a fair question. That's not a knock. I mean, what would you rather do? If I was to give you $10 million, but you know you're going to lose, on a rebuilding franchise in a nice place to live, Nashville, okay? Or you go into a cold weather city like Kansas City, okay? But you got a chance to win, and you're only making $7.5 million or $8 million. What's more important to you, the money or winning? It's different for everyone. Again, I refer to this often because it happened, and when I did the weekly show with Malik Jackson, who I loved here, one of my all-time favorite Jags, he flat out said he came here because this is where he made the most money. And I remember the conversation. So I was like, so if Buffalo offered you, a tiny bit more, you would have gone? So yeah. I'm like, you would have given up living here in Duval, where we get 300 really good days a year, to go to Buffalo, where you get 300 really good days a decade. Yet, to him, it was about the cash. To others, it's not. To others, it's about quality of life or a chance to win. A spotlight backfield featuring Tootin does sound like it would be good. Well, he is a every down back. His only problem at Va-Tech was what? He fumbled the football. He held on to it last year. This is a tough guy. He's got great pad level. He's got outstanding vision. He's got some wiggle. He's got speed. He's got really soft hands. He's absolutely above average and pass protect. And that's where you throw Allen Jr. in there as well. Now, I don't think anyone really looks at Allen Jr. and thinks he's going to be, let's say ideally you can run the ball 30 times a game, right? Can you get 17 from Tootin? Can you get 5 or 6 from Trevor? That leaves you with 7 or 8 carries. Is Allen Jr. in a position right now where he can get the ball 7 or 8 times? I would say right now, no. I think he's a short yard back. I think if they were to go into the pony type of formation, and we saw an awful lot of 3 tight end sets this year in Jacksonville. We saw the jumbo package. Before Cole Van Lanen was a starter, he played the 3rd tackle position. So you can go 3 tackles or you can go with an extra tight end. And I still think you're going to see that number change more and more each year. That's Liam Cohen's forte. Running the football in the screen game. And both this year were down a little bit. I understand Jacksonville got off to a really good start rushing. But look at the last 8 games. Travis Etienne's average per was 3.8. It was down. And they just weren't able to run it the way they did earlier in the season. But Allen Jr., they say, may have the best hands on the team. Of course, you've seen the viral clips of him in pass protection. To me, his biggest question is he clearly a number 2 back? Can he run the football? Or do they address this with a veteran? Maybe during the second wave of free agency, let the market set. Do they address this later in the draft? I mean, CBS has running back as the number 1 need. I was like, are you kidding me? Running back, the number 1 need? They need help on that defensive line. They need another body at corner. Now, you could solve that by redoing Buster Brown, but running back? Hell no. You got some young guys who they do like. I think they're going to add a veteran. Now, if I was a betting man, I'd say someone that he's had before, whether it be Rashad White, whether it be Sean Tucker. Amari Demincardo has been mentioned a little bit. We'll see. But I wouldn't expect any of that to be, on Monday. I think that's second wave type of stuff. All right. Let's take another break. Going to be a great weekend. It's going to be just outstanding around here in the month of March. See, Le'Veon Bell is going to fight. Is it Logan Paul or Jake Paul? I think it's Logan.
Logan.
$1 million.
Yep.
To get in the ring.
Because Logan went on this podcast saying that there's not an NFL player that can beat him at a boxing fight. And that's probably true. I mean, I can't say that's probably not true because I'm sure there's probably some NFL players that have boxed. They probably do it in their spare time and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say that, but he was saying he would knock out Myles Garrett.
I remember when Ed Too Tall Jones left the Dallas Cowboys at 6'9" and went and fought in the 70s, late 70s. He used to come here and be a judge when we used to be Guns and Hoses. I was a judge as well. I don't even know if that's still going on. I haven't done it the last couple of years. Always a great time for another great cause. But former football players who are fighters. Ken Norton Jr., but his dad was a great fighter. He played at UCLA, had a long NFL career. I'm trying to think if there's any other NFL guys. Been some basketball guys. There's a bad dude, but he got flattened, man. I remember seeing something. He got knocked out like the first 10 seconds.
Tuivasa put it on him.
Woo.
Oh, yeah. I remember. I watched that live.
Greg Hardy was a bad man, and he got leveled. So it's a different animal. So I'm told. I mean, don't look at me. I'm clearly a lover, not a fighter.
Catch Gators basketball on 1010XL.
The Gators take their top 5 ranking to Rupp Arena for a regular season finale against Kentucky. Saturday at 4 on 1010XL.
Indoor golf in Ponte Vedra is here. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Play the best courses in the world at Back 9 Golf. Top simulators, analytics to improve your game, or just have a blast with friends or a client. Get this, you can bring your own beverages, including cocktails. Go to back9golf.com, book a tee time today. Membership opportunities, lessons, Back 9 Golf in Ponte Vedra, next to Nice High School. Back 9 Golf, where golf never sleeps.
PRP treatment is kind of the thing these days, and in many cases, it eliminates the need for surgery. This is Sheridan Tootin, and my experience with PRP from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has been nothing short of great. I'm really feeling much better now. Ask your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist doctor about PRP treatment.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
An accident with a big truck can change everything in a matter of seconds. Medical bills start piling up, you're missing work, and the trucking company's lawyers, they get to work immediately. That's why you need a law firm that moves just as fast. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we fight for truck accident victims, digging into the details and holding negligent drivers and their trucking companies accountable. We don't get paid unless you do. Big trucks have big lawyers. You need a stronger fighter. Campione Law. Visit CampioneLaw.com. Offices, Jacksonville and St. Augustine.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
All right, Jack, so let's talk about it. Spring cleaning feels great until your drains remind you what they've been holding on to all winter. If your sink's burping, your shower's backing up, or your toilet's hesitating like it's reading a blitz, it's time to call in the pros. Call Duck Duck Rooter. During their spring drain cleaning promotion, get your drains cleaned plus a free camera inspection for just $129. Must have outside clean out, honest pricing, proven experience, no fourth quarter surprises. When you're stuck, call the Duck. That's 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick. We're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org, and you can apply there.
Apply by May 14th.
Gold is now around $5,000 an ounce. It's silver at an all-time high. If you have old jewelry laying around, then go to the Estates Roadshow. Gold and silver, old rings, chains, even broken jewelry. Don't wait. Cash in while gold and silver are hot. The Estates Roadshow is going on right now through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in St. Augustine at World Golf Renaissance and in Palm Coast at the Holiday Inn Express. For more information, visit estatesroadshow.com or follow Estates Roadshow on Facebook to see all upcoming shows and locations.
Hey, Jacksonville, David Garrard here. If you want a street-legal golf cart that's built with quality and style, check out Dynamic Drives and Designs in Jacks Beach. They have new, used, and fully customized carts from the top brands like Atlas, Dodge, and Pilot Car. Every cart gets a complete expert inspection, so you know it's ready to hit the road. Their team can help you design the perfect custom cart that fits your style and needs. For your custom golf cart, visit dynamicdrivesdesign.com today and see your perfect ride.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
I'm going to go with the Knoll since, I almost never can brag about anything that is Florida State these days. But for consecutive mornings and afternoons, if you had an early late combo, tea time for Daniel Berger. 63 on Thursday, 68 today, so he takes with him a 5-stroke lead into moving day. And, the leaderboard is imposing. It is intimidating. No question about it. You look at Akshay Bhatia, a 66 today. He's 8 under. Also, Sahith Theegala is at -7. All right. Ludwig Oberg, we used to call Texas Tech home. Then he called Tallahassee home. Now he calls Jacksonville home at -7. Colin Morikawa at -7. Ricky Fowler at -6. Last year's winner at Arnold's tournament, Russell Henley, is at -5, along with Xander Schauffele. Then it's Rory at -4. Another Jacksonville homegrown talent, Bud Cauley at 4 under. It's a really good leaderboard. So some good golf this weekend, some great college basketball this weekend, the Baseball Classic this weekend, the National Hockey League. I didn't even mention the NHL trade deadline came in today at 3 o'clock. Some activity by quite a few teams. The one that surprised me a little bit was the Capitals trading John Carlson to the Ducks, because I think so we pull up because I know you care, you're hockey people. So we pull up the standings right now. I mean, there's still an opportunity. Right now, my computer is going absolutely, completely helter-skelter on me. And I'm just going to deal with it. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to fill out a complaint card. I'm not going to yell at anyone. I'm just going to deal with it. And let's see. Where are you? Tampa Bay, obviously, far and away with Buffalo. Buffalo's gone 14 years without making the playoffs. That's right on par with the New York Jets.
Oh, wow.
14 years for the Buffalo Sabres, a once very proud franchise. And if you look up Buffalo, because I'm convinced that we're never going to see the Bills win a Super Bowl, I don't think the Sabres are ever going to win a Stanley Cup.
You said they've gone. I'm looking at. They're 62 and 37.
Yeah, they're really good this year.
Wow.
I mean, they're
definitely making the playoffs now.
3rd in the East, and let's see, the Capitals 69 points, 63 games. Let me pull up the league as opposed to the conference. So they're up against it as far as the wild card is concerned. Boston is the number 2 wild card behind Montreal. Washington finds themselves 4 points out, right there with Ottawa. So, I was a little surprised that actually happened today. Yada. Do I want to do that Lover, Not a Fighter? Oh, someone said that I referenced Rodney Dangerfield from Back to School. Another really good movie. You know what the biggest problems with comedies are? They can't end them. the ending to every comedy is flat out stupid. Look what they did to Stripes. The best comedy of all time, in my opinion, is Caddyshack. And that was okay when they blew up Bushwood at the very end. Look at the end of Animal House. How stupid was that? And most movies, the ending means so much. If it's a thriller, I mean, listen, every rom-com, guy meets girl, girl's much better than he is, guy loses girl, guy gets back girl, run credits. Okay? But when you get to comedies, they don't know how to end those films. Tell me I'm wrong. Give me a movie. Give me a comedy that ended the way that you wanted it to end. 32-22. Like you, I get those Paul brothers confused. The three, Logan, Jake, and Rue. I'm not even aware of Rue. I guess.
Yeah, no, I only know about Logan and Jake.
Yeah. They look like roided up surfers.
Well, they're both. Well, I'll speak for Logan is a tremendous athlete. Like, I mean,
he's a wrestler.
Oh yeah. No,
I know he got into it with Brady this week.
Say again.
He got into it with Tom Brady this week.
Yeah, Tom Brady called him out of his name or something like that. What are you gonna do? Go, beat up a 45-year-old? Like, come on.
Listen, I love wrestling, and I'm out of it right now. I know I'll get back into it at some point. It's kind of like gambling. I've been out of the gambling for a decade. I'm going to die alone. It's just going to be me and, like, I don't know, maybe some goldfish. And I'll get back into gambling at some point because I just see that is going to be the case. But I was on my phone today, and I don't watch ESPN unless there's a game. I just cannot stand ESPN anymore. I don't like anything that they do, and that's really sad for me because I grew up loving it. The 7 years I did national radio, I was on ESPN all the time. But I get to, the blotter, if you will. At ESPN, it's always the NFL one, and it's NBA too. No problem with that. Major League Baseball is behind men's hoops and women's hoops. Well, I want to get some golf scores. And I keep going down and down and down. National Hockey League, soccer, boxing, college sports. And then all of a sudden I'm like, cricket, F1, gaming, professional wrestling is on the blotter ahead of golf. I'm like, what are they doing at the worldwide leader? I mean, you could take F1, cricket, and boxing combined, and I can't see how it gets the traffic that the PGA Tour would get.
You on the app or the web browser?
I don't know. I just pulled up, where you go for scores and stuff. Is that the web browser or is that?
Well, I have the app. I mean,
I called it a blot. I have the app too.
Yeah. You can go on there and the PGA Tour.
That's advanced lingo for me, man. I mean, you're over my head here. But I just can't believe that they have those type of sports right there over golf. All right, Hacker Nation's going to join you at 8 o'clock. We got much more to do here on the other side.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, letting you know that Hardball now offers web stores, so your employees can order their own branded gear, and you have more time for Wordle. Check it out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Baloo here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world #1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
This is Victor Patel, CEO of North Florida Medical Center. Have you been in an auto accident? Are you feeling pain or stiffness? Our board-certified team has over 15 years' experience helping patients recover through chiropractic care, physical therapy, pain management, primary care, and neurology. Even minor injuries can cause long-term problems if left untreated. Schedule your free consultation today at nfmcjax.com. North Florida Medical Center, bringing the care back to healthcare.
Royal Pest Services, a local company you can trust. Royal Pest is a certified installer of tap insulation, which stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Reduce that electric bill by adding pest protection. It's that easy. Online at royalpestservices.com.
Jacksonville is the flip side of Florida. And inside the flip side, the action never stops. If you're tired of hearing about the best games after the final whistle, don't get left on the sidelines. Whether it's a unique sporting event you've never seen, a weekend with the family, or a winning date night, Visit Jacksonville is your ultimate playbook. Get in the game. Head to visitjacksonville.com/locals or download the Visit Jax app today and see everything coming in 2026. Jacksonville. Experience the flip side.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hi, I'm Donovan Darius, 10-year NFL strong safety for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm hosting my celebratory 150 and 151st Football Life Camp this spring break for kids ages 6 through 13. The dates for these camps are March 16th and 18th at 5:30 to 8 p.m. These kids will learn speed, agility, football competition, life skills, and much more. If you'd like to sign your kids up or you'd like to support or volunteer, go to DariusNextLevelTraining.com.
Want a one-stop shop when it comes to commercial or residential construction? Then pick Preferred Builders. They should be high on your list. Over 70 years of construction experience combined with exceptional product and service warranties. They've got a team ready to tackle any size project. In fact, they've built their business in Duval by offering superior work at reasonable prices, and reputation over time means something. Honest and knowledgeable, reliable and responsive. Be sure and put Preferred Builders into your game plan for your next construction project. That's Preferred Builders.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, Hacker, the Jags basically go from almost $17 million to just over $6 million as far as clearing out cap space, which is due Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Wasn't surprised at all with Eric Murray. The Macari thing caught me somewhat off guard because I thought there was a chance that they would release him.
What caught me off guard is Macari and Eric Murray both broke within about an hour of each other, and I was thinking this was going to be an all-day thing. Right, yeah. I was thinking you're going to hear about this guy and that guy. This is the day they're doing all of it, and then crickets for the last 10 hours or so. So they still have some work to do this weekend. I guess my question to you is, the next time I see you Monday night, right about this time, will we know where Devin Lloyd and Travis Etienne are playing in 2026?
I say Lloyd 100%. Etienne, I think he's going to wait for the right offer. I think the only way he would jump on it would be if Kansas City gave him what he wants. You know, I see the Tennessee stuff and some other team. I mean, Houston was there before the David Montgomery trade.
New Orleans seems to be picking up steam. I've talked to people that cover the Saints, plus he's from Louisiana. There seems to be something to that.
And Kamara redid his deal today.
Yeah.
So I would say absolutely. I'll be surprised if Lloyd's not done by the time we go on. Etienne, I think I'm about 50-50 on.
Will we have a new Jaguar Monday night at 8
No,
o'clock?
I don't think so. I would love to say they're going to get Buster Brown done. I would love to say that they found a way to create some money and made a run at someone on the defensive line, whether it's Franklin from Denver or whatever the case may be. But I think they're going to be a second wave free agency team. How about you?
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. We'll see what happens with the restructuring of contracts. I think maybe you're more likely to see a trade for a name guy than a signing of a name guy. But nevertheless, it's going to be fascinating. Monday at noon it begins. And next week should be quite the week here on 1010XL.
All right, what do you got coming up tonight?
Yeah, Max Chadwick of Pro Football Focus is going to join me to do a little free agency preview. And I saw you retweeted this guy earlier, my buddy Logan Robinson of Noel Game Day.
Oh, yeah.
Florida State begins spring ball on Monday. Just not a lot of optimism surrounding that program coming into spring practice.
It's year 7 for Mike Norvell. He's 38-34, and he has no idea who his quarterback is.
And they're not going to have a spring game, and they're not going to open it to the media, which is an interesting decision.
He's basically saying, screw the fans, screw the media, and, he's really put himself in a situation where it's him against everyone else.
Yeah, it's going to be quite the scene over there in Tallahassee.
Have a good show.
Thanks, Rick.
John Franklin Myers is the guy I was trying to spit out a moment ago, the 3-4 defensive end in Denver under Vance Joseph, who would be in a 4-3 defense under Anthony Campanile, would obviously be inside as a defensive tackle. That's going to do it. Thank you to Damian Parson. Enjoyed his input, one of my favorites when it comes to the NFL draft. He is with NFL Locked On Draft. Aaron Williams, have yourself an outstanding weekend. We'll do it Monday at 6.
You as well, Rick.
All right, there you have it, folks. Have a safe weekend. See you at the Fleetwood Mac show tonight. See you at the Led Zeppelin show on Sunday night. My clock says this. It's May, let's make it March 6th, 1977.